What's up, guys? Here we go with UFC 270, an amazing card. First pay per view of the year, and goddamn, is a good one. Real quick before I start, last week I picked Cater to win by TKO round three. He won by decision. You don't have to believe me, like I always say. I will, in the description of this video, I will leave a link to my Instagram and Topology where you can verify it for yourself. So yeah, I was proud of that pick. But anyways, here we go. UFC 270, Ngannou versus Cyril Gane. It's crazy. This is Francis Ngannou's first title defense. What's supposed to be the first title defense, and I'm actually picking him to lose on this one. I'm picking Cyril Gane to win by TKO, by KO or a TKO round three. Why? Very simple. It's the classic matchup where I see one guy better at just one thing than the other guy, and in this case, it's Ngannou. The one thing that he has over Cyril Gane, it's knockout power, which obviously we already know that. I mean, Francis Ngannou is the hardest hitter in the UFC, period, and he can put anyone in a coma with a single punch. But that's the only thing that I see him being better than Cyril Gane, and Cyril Gane has to know that. Cyril Gane knows that. Not that he has to. I know he knows that. I know that his team knows that, because speed, overall, hand technique, footwork, grappling, cardio, in and out movement, patience. Well, I don't know about patience because Ngannou definitely looked. But everything I see Cyril Gane better than Ngannou, and he has power, knockout power on his own. Obviously, if this fight starts and Ngannou puts him in a coma round one, I'm not gonna be shocked. No one should be shocked if that happens because that's what Francis Ngannou does. He once his fist connects with your chin, it's over. You get knocked out. So obviously, it's crazy to talk about a puncher's chance about a guy that is a knockout artist like Ngannou, but I believe that Cyril is aware of what Ngannou can do, and I believe he's going to be extremely patient, and he's going to very patient and very he's going to pick his shots round one, and maybe even try to grapple a little bit, take the power away from Ngannou, and I feel like by round three he's going to gas him out and win by TKO. Ngannou's last fight is when he won the title against Miocic, where he looked very patient, and he even actually showed ground and pound and takedown, and then the ability to scramble from a takedown, and of course his knockout power. Before that, against Jarzinho, that's the fight where you will see that even though he won in 20 seconds, he wasn't very sloppy. He was just wild haymakers that he landed. And before that, it's Smoke Jr., Smoke Kane, Smoke Curtis Blade. Gane is coming from very decisively beating Derek Lewis over 3 rounds. Lewis couldn't do shit. He really couldn't do shit. And then after punches and kicks and everything, he basically beat him up to the point that Derek really gave up. Dominated Volkov, which I was surprised. That's when I was like, man, this guy's striking is something else. When he was able to really outstrike Volkov with no problem whatsoever. But yeah, Cyril Gane by KO or TKO round three. Obviously, monster puncher's chance for Ngannou. No one should be shocked if Ngannou knocks him out. I mean, that's what the guy does, but with the right game plan and strategy, I have Gane by TKO round three. Let's see. Before that, it's the with a rubber match between Brandon Moreno and Davison Figueiredo. I have Moreno winning this one again. I actually have him winning the same way he did the second one. I'm picking him to win by submission round 3. The first one was somewhat competitive. Like Figueiredo was clearly winning the first few rounds, but then kind of Moreno did his thing, and I can't really remember too much the first one. I remember it was competitive. However, the second fight, it wasn't competitive at all. It was a one-sided domination by Brandon Moreno. He dominated him round 1 in every aspect, the striking, the grappling, everything. Moreno did better, and then he finished him round 3 by submission. A lot of people say that Figueiredo wasn't at 100% and whatnot, but even if that was the case, even if he truly wasn't at 100%, at the very least round 1 he would have made it competitive, or whatever you want, and then you want to say, well, he gassed, but no, he didn't win a second of that fight. So not only that, but Moreno is younger, taller, and has a longer reach. I mean, he's 28, 5'7", 70 inches reach, versus 34, 5'5", and 68. And I'm not saying, Figueiredo's old, but he's already at 34. It's already, you can argue he's peaked. While Moreno, you could argue he could get better. But yeah, I mean, based on the way the second fight went, unless Figueiredo improved, bounds and leaps, which I don't see how he would have, more than Moreno, who's extremely motivated, being the only Mexican champion. I believe he's the only one actually born in Mexico. I used to say Kane was, but Kane wasn't. I don't think Kane was born in Mexico. But Brandon Moreno was, and I feel like that's something that motivates him a lot to continue to be the champion. And he has the right attitude. But yeah, bigger, taller, younger, and looked way better last fight. So I have Moreno by submission round 3 again. Before that, we have Cody Stamann and Said Nurmagomedov. I have Nurmagomedov by decision all day on this one. I've never been impressed by Cody Stamann. If you've seen my videos, I've always said that he's just average in everything that he does. Like, you could say he's well-rounded, but like a low-level well-rounded. Like, he has decent good striking, decent good grappling, decent good cardio. Or I guess his cardio kind of shines. But his striking and there's no knockout power. It's not like an amazing striker. He's not like the best grappler. I mean, he can do a little bit of everything. But when it comes, and there's a thing, Sabit is a lot better striker than Sabit is a lot better of a striker than Cody Stamann, and hasn't good enough of a grappling to keep this fight standing and just outpoint him, outstrike him into a decision. And that's how I think how this fight's gonna go. Cody Stamann is coming from losing to Merab Valishvili and Jimmy Rivera. Both of them they didn't finish him. These guys are hard to finish, but he clearly lost both of those. And Said Nurmagomedov, he's coming from knocking the other guy out in like a minute. But before that, against Ronnie Barcelos, it was actually a very competitive fight. I think I gave him round 1. I think he definitely lost round 2, and I think he was winning round 3. And honestly, in my opinion, he lost that fight because I lost count how many. I've never seen so many spinning back fists in a fight. He must have thrown like 50, just over and over and over. Once you throw like 10 or 12, the other guy sees it coming and came prepared. And I think it's immaturity, lack of experience. I think, my guess is they've corrected that, because the reason why he lost was because on round 3, which in my opinion he was winning, once again he throws a spinning back fist, Barcelos grabs him and takes him down, and then control him and pull the decision. But yeah, I think he learned his lesson. And also another situation where he's bigger than Stamann. He's 5'8", 70 inches versus 5'6", 64.5 inches. So Nurmagomedov by decision all day on this one. And then Michel Pereira and Andre Fialho. How do you pronounce that? Man, I'm actually picking the underdog here. I see that Fialho is a plus 240, and Pereira is minus 300. I've seen Fialho's last 3 fights, all 3 of them. Man, this guy's an amazing striker. He's so much more technical than Pereira, faster, I would say. If you really watch Pereira, other than his flashiness and the crazy stuff that he does, you can really say that his striking is like crisp boxing or technical, He throws a lot of crazy, wild stuff. And but even if his last 5 versus... But the one thing that I think is going to cost him is his cardio. Kind of like, reminds me of Giga Chikadze, a monster round 1. But about midway round 2, he had clearly slowed down, like a lot. Not very confident on this one because that round 1 pair, kind of like in Ngannou as well, he can just land some of his insane shots, but when it comes to the technicality, I think Andre Fialho is a much better boxer, and I'm picking him to win by TKO round 2. At once Pereira has gassed a little bit, I think Fialho will knock him out with his superior striking. And then Wellington Turman and Rodolfo Vieira. I actually went over this one because I'm running out of time here. It's hard. It's one of those fights that's just hard for me to pick against Rodolfo Vieira, especially because Turman is not really that great of a striker. And if he was a little bit of a striker, maybe I would kind of lean towards him, keeping the fight standing. But I'm picking Vieira by submission 1-1. I think he learned his lesson from the time he lost, that he's not supposed to go there and just blow all his gas trying to submit you. But I wouldn't be shocked though if Turman keeps the fight standing and wins a decision. But for Vieira by submission. And then Ilia Topuria and Charles Jourdain. I have Topuria TKO round 2. This guy's a monster. He's a striker. He might just be a new badass of the UFC. I thought he was from Spain, but since he's from Georgia. But yeah, he's coming from destroying Ryan Hall, a fight where he was just weird. Ryan Hall, all these unorthodox takedowns. Eventually, it costed him. Destroyed Damon Jackson with punches. Jourdain dominated Ewell, but I think it's going to be a stand-up battle. I think it's going to be a stand-up striking battle where Topuria is just going to show that he's the better guy. So I have Topuria by TKO round 2. Alright guys, so I have Cyril Gane by TKO round 3. Obviously, huge puncher's chance for Ngannou. Brandon Moreno by submission round 3. Said Nurmagomedov by decision. Andre Fialho by TKO round 2. Vieira by submission round 1. But I would not be surprised if Turman, shocks the world. And Ilia Topuria by TKO round 2. Alright, and like I said, the links for my topology and Instagram are in the description of this video.